best of luck. And here we go, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have our Polish Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Science Gaming. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the other Polish Protoss player. We have the red Polish Protoss representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Krystianer. We go. We have our top two here, at least to begin with, and one of them will rise up. We have had Krystianer be our, again, long-time Tuna Cup champion, but Gerald likewise has taken a couple of Tuna Cups himself, has claimed some of his own victories in his own time. So this can still go either way. I want to believe we're going to see a back and forth. I want to believe it's not going to be one-sided. Do you want to believe? But we'll see who gains momentum in this series and who does start things off with a lead. Here we go. As we do have Gerald coming in with the Probe Scout, just making sure that there is no proxy pylon. Likewise, Krystianer soon to be doing the same, moving out with his own Worker Scout as well. We do have our 2-gate setup. Likewise, same can be said for Gerald. Is setting up as well. For those that are curious, the second pylon is what is usually used for a proxy. So once we confirm the second pylon, we know that everything is as it should be. We do confirm. So we have the second pylon for Krystianer, likewise second pylon for Gerald. So we both know we're safe and sound, and now the next goal, the next role of this initial Probe Scout is to confirm the first 2 units. It could be double Adept, could be double Stalker, or Stalker Sentry. We can see double Adept opener here by Krystianer, a little bit more aggressive. Meanwhile, Stalker Sentry opener out of Gerald, it is a little more macro-oriented. A little more safer here from the blue Protoss, more aggressive from the red. That's usually the dynamic between these two players. They are kind of the yin and yang of Polish Protoss. Typically. Here we go. Geralt is the first to expand. Adepts are moving out. To move out across the map. And we'll see if Krystianer can slip in. Behind this, it's going to be double Adept into a Stargate as well. The goal of the Stargate is for Oracle production. Oracles, of course, to get into mineral lines and to focus on workers to get ahead in the economy, as Krystianer's expansion is slightly later than the expansion of Gerald. So Krystianer, he sacrifices the time or his worker count in favor of economic damage. As Adepts are denied access to the main. Could be forced back. Hallucination diving into the main base as well. Geralt will confirm the Stargate opener. This is why sentry openers are so common, because they allow you to scout in such a manner with the hallucinations. So Geralt, he now knows to be ready and to be prepared for oracles. He now knows that we go shield battery on the way in the main, and soon to be the army in position as well. Adepts, they try to shade in, but we do shut down the first Adept. Massive pickoff. One Adept goes down, the other will get away. But nice start here for Geralt. He sees everything, he shuts down the aggression for now. More Adepts are moving out. Oh, and we almost get... Oh, we do! We get another Adept! 2 Adepts fall, and Krystianer, he's had a hard time here in the early game. Bleeding out so many units doesn't sound like a lot, but this early on, this is all we have. There's a handful of Stalkers and a handful of Adepts. We do not shade in. There's 1 probe here on the low ground, but only 1 worker. And this is not worth it for Krystianer. Bleeding out 3 Adepts so far for 1 worker, 1 probe. And did I say 3 Adepts? It's going to be 4. The Oracle does come in to support. Gets 1 more worker. Trying to get another, but the shield battery is ready, and the Oracle does almost nothing in the main base. It's going to be shut down. Geralt, a solid defense from our blue Protoss player. Behind this, Geralt working towards Blink. Blink is almost halfway done. Meanwhile, Krystianer working towards Immortal production, working towards a Robo instead. So Geralt will have the more mobile army. Krystianer building up towards Immortals instead. Second Oracle has arrived. Geralt's in position. Shuts him down. let's shut down the oracles. We now build up towards 2. 2 oracles do one-shot workers. A shield battery is now not good enough. Not good enough to defend. As 2 oracles will out DPS the healing potential of a shield battery. As they do dip back in. Do dip in for a moment, forced to recall. Back at home, Immortals are amassing. The way this works, of course, is that Gerald will have a more mobile army with Blink Stalkers. He can poke and prod and outmaneuver Krystianer. Meanwhile, in a head-to-head fight, I have to favor Krystianer with all these Immortals. Right? As he's building up the Immortal count, he will have a more robust army in a head-to-head fight. And I wouldn't be surprised if with this Twilight Council follow-up, we just skip Blink and go into Charge. We'll see. We'll see if we embrace Charge or if we catch up with Blink Stalkers. As Gerald's going to be doubling down with Glaive Adepts. Okay. I mean, Glaives have been very trendy as of late, especially Glaive Immortal. Just because Glaive Adepts, they do quite a good job at just tanking shots and, of course, shading past the army, getting into mineral lines. Shield's going to be triggered on the first Immortal. Oh. Almost getting the sentry. Almost. Gasito. Gasito, man. As Gerald rotates around. Confirming that there's no 4th. Twilight Council is done, and show us what you got. Which upgrade do we go for? Glaive's almost done here for Gerald. Yeah, it's going to be the Temple Archives, and I imagine Charge. So Krystianer just building up towards a death wall of an army. A very beefy army here with Immortal Archon Charge lot. Gerald going for the dive. He does outmaneuver. He avoids the Immortals, goes straight for the main base. It takes out a shield battery, dives into the main. At the same time, Adepse got 3 probes across the map. We're just out positioning the Protoss, and can we take down +1? It's gonna be close. Oh, we get it. Yeah, +1 is denied. We blink down to low ground. Probes are going down as well, and Krystianer is being pulled apart left and right. He just cannot keep up. Rotating over with an Immortal. Alas, we even delay the 4th. Oh my god. Gerald's getting so much done here. Can we even get an Immortal? Not quite. Not quite the Immortal, but alas, still amazing damage here from Gerald and Krystianer. We have some catching up to do. Forge is being rebuilt. 4th base on the way. Krystianer is stuck at home. And Gerald, we're not done. We're just now starting. We're only just starting here. Moving out with reinforcements. The War Prism is here to reinforce across the map. Remember, Glaives is done. And so is +1. So Gerald does have that +1 upgrade lead against the 0-0 of Krystianer. The Adepts, they can just ignore the main army. They can just go for the workers. They can go for the mineral lines. The Adepts, they are shading and they split up. They head towards the natural and the main base. And the main army pushes in. And Krystianer slow to respond, slow to react. Again, in a head-to-head fight, he will take it. But we just ignore the fight. We just ignore the main army. Adepse shading in towards the 3rd base. 24 probes going down. And we're still not done. 26 workers. Keep going, Pappy. Keep going. Adepse wreaking havoc in the natural. Head into the 3rd. Shade towards the 4th. And that's going to be 29. Soon to be 30 probe kills. And with that, Krystianer, his economy is in shambles. Barely an economy left. And Gerald behind this. Now, what is scary is that we might just force an all-in. And in an all-in, Krystianer, he might be able to pull this off. It's going to be close. Adepse shed into the main once again, though. And we're just delaying the push for so long. As we get 35 pro... We're still not done. 35, 36, 37. Keep counting. 39. 39 probes. With that, Gerald takes a massive economic lead, but the army is still what I'm concerned about here. So Gerald is building up towards +2, still with mass Blink Stalkers. And here we go, it's time for Krystianer to move out. We've had enough. We do have to counterattack. The longer this goes on, the worse it becomes for Krystianer. But the Adepts shade in once again. They force Krystianer back home. They force him to defend. Disruptors are on the way as well. As we speak, Gerald moving out towards the 4th base, trying to pull Krystianer apart. And that's being cleaned up with like another 13 probes. Another 13 workers. And even though I was favoring Krystianer's army in a head-to-head fight, now with Disruptors, that changes things. That does change things. Disruptors are amassing. If it wasn't for this tech, if we were still stuck with just a purely gateway army, then maybe Krystianer could pull off an all-in. But now going for an all-in into Disruptors is just so difficult, and it may just not even happen. As we're still just pulling Krystianer apart. And FC just keep coming in. The wall is not a wall. It never has been. It never will be. It is wide open. 13 more probes go down. And now this has to be it, right? This just has to be the moment we just move out. Like, what are we preserving? At this point? We got +1 at least, and as Krystianer moves out, Gerald moves in once again. And we turn around. We've been here before. I'm getting deja vu. As Gerald, he's just running circles around Krystianer. Just cannot keep up. And then we go, we just force the recall. Krystianer was in position at the same time Adepse hit the 4th. Now Krystianer still has the higher army supply, true. But how many disruptors? That's a lot of disruptors. this is the problem. 6, soon to be 8. Or soon to be 7, sorry. 7 disruptors here for Krystianer. Sorry, for Gerald. I don't know how we all in against this. I'll be honest. I don't know if we can. It's gonna take a miracle here. It's gonna take some very crisp control from Krystianer. As here we go, we're moving out. The all-in has arrived. Technically, Krystianer can break through and can kill Gerald if we can avoid the Novas. If we can avoid these Purification Novas, then Krystianer can win this. It comes down to the control, it comes down to the micro. We're so ready, though. We have 3 shield batteries, 3 cannons, disruptors as well. First Nova's going to be going off. We go for the connections. Massive connections. The Immortals, they take some massive shots to the face. And it's not going to be enough. Overcharge is popped. I say that we are breaking through, we're gaining ground. Yeah, but GG gets called, it's not enough, and Gerald will hold. Gerald takes the lead. GG. Gerald takes the 1-0 lead, just again outmaneuvering and pulling Krystianer apart left and right. The power of Blink Stalkers and kind of the dynamic that can occur if you avoid it yourself. If you rely on this more slower kind of immortal-based army, can be difficult to keep up. Can be difficult. And with that, we're jumping into game number 2. Now, as a reminder, this is a best of 5, plenty more games ahead of us, and I imagine Krystianer is going to be taking a different approach. It wasn't just the fact that Krystianer was stuck with a less mobile army and he was being pulled apart. If you remember, even before that, the Oracle aggression, the Adept aggression, like the early game opener of Krystianer kind of fell on its face. It did kind of fall on its face there, just did not do enough damage, and Gerald just ran away with it. He shut down the Adepts, he shut down the Oracles, and Gerald was in control. Gerald was in control of most, if not all, of that game. And now we're calming things down into game 2. Let's go. Are going to be selling into that second game and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura. We have our blue Polish Protoss player leading the series 1-0, representing System Gaming. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player from Lena, Poland, as well, representing Starlight Twinkle. Down in the series, can he bounce back? It is Krystianer. We go. Alright, getting into this again. Gerald just all over that last game. He was ready for the all-in, ready for the counter-attack as well with the side defense, with the disruptors as well. Very methodical play from Gerald. And can he replicate that success? Now, what I will say, just to reiterate what I was mentioning earlier, I don't expect that same dynamic again in this series. After what just happened, I don't expect to see Krystianer kind of avoiding Blink in such a way and taking a more defensive stance. I don't see that happening. For now, 2-gate opener. 2-gate opener out of Krystianer, likewise 2-gate opener out of Gerald. We are going to be calming down. We are going to be calming things down. For now, 2-gate opener here from both players. We are getting into our 2-gate openers. And we'll see if Krystianer once again embraces the double adept, or if he goes for something a little bit more standard and it goes for Stalker Sentry instead. We shall see. As yep, we're doing it again. We do have the double adept opener out of Krystianer. Meanwhile, Gerald's going for Stalker Sentry. Much more defensive start from our blue Protoss, and a much more aggressive beginning here for Krystianer. Now again, it is so important, so imperative, as he's doing it again. Same opener, double adept into Stargate, into a delayed expansion. It's all about getting worker damage. It's all about maintaining control of the map and picking off probes. But we saw that if we don't manage to get any workers, if this does not pay for itself, then we fall behind. Krystianer has to be very careful with his movements, with his initial adepts. With the pylon block, we do confirm the adept production. Gerald is aware. He's aware of the adepts and is going to get prepared. Pylon is eventually going to go down, and Krystianer can then expand. Meanwhile, behind this, Gerald goes for a faster Twilight Council. Delayed expansion. Interesting. So, much faster Blink once again from Gerald. Meanwhile, Krystianer going into the Oracle, and with our first 4 adepts. Do shade out. Hallucination dives in, and Gerald confirms that Oracles are on the way. So, Gerald is fully aware of what's going on. He's aware of the adepts and aware of the Oracles, and back at home, he should be getting ready with that shield battery. But now it does keep up with the adepts. Does try to focus them down. Oh. Not quite able to pick them off as we do shade past the army. We catch a sentry. Big pickup. Sentry goes down. Sentry does fall. We threaten to dive into the main, but we fully wall off with the gateway. We do fully wall. Adepts, they back up. Oracle making his way into the main. But the Stalkers, they make it back just in time. And Gerald defends. What I will say though is that Krystianer, this time he's actually retained his adepts. So he actually has a threatening force here, keeping Gerald busy. It means that Krystianer has more breathing room, and Krystianer can settle into his own 2-base setup. So this is a much better start here in Game 2 compared to Game 1 for Krystianer. Much better start so far. Hasn't killed many workers, but still maintains the army, so he still has potential to kill workers. As opposed to losing everything. Meanwhile, shield battery is done. Stalkers in position. Adepts, they threaten the shade, but nothing to focus down. As we have built up towards 2 oracles. Remember, 2 oracles, 1-shot probes. Now we do catch a worker at the natural, headed for the main. Getting 1 extra probe, 2 in total. Before pulling back. Back at home, Krystianer once again building up towards the mortar production. Adepts they shade in. We make our way into the main base. Force field is thrown down. We do delay the push, but we get in nonetheless. Probes are falling. We get 5, 6, almost 7 probe kills. And the Oracles at the natural, they wreak havoc. They get another 3, 10 in total. Not bad. 10 probes for 4 adepts. A worthwhile trade here for Krystianer. Back at home, we're taking a fast third, building up Immortals, and getting into a more robust army. Again, Gerald having a much harder time this time. Much harder time keeping up with the Oracles and the Adepts. Krystianer is looking solid. Again, I feel like Game 1 wasn't really indicative of the skill of Krystianer. Like, it looked really rough. It looked really dire for Krystianer in Game 1. Seeing how things very quickly snowballed in favor of Gerald and how he just maintained control and just kept things going in his favor. But we can see here how the turns do table and how things look a little bit different, even just based on the early game. Just based off the early game here, very different dynamic. Krystianer has been in the driver's seat. He's in the driver's seat this time, gets even more probe damage, getting 3, 4 probe kills. Oh my god. Getting 6, 9, 10. Oh my, well done. 10 workers go down at the same time. Gerald sends it across the map. We have the overcharge. Yeah, we keep the Immortal alive. Stalkers, they head towards the main. They rotate over towards the third. Krystianer is in position. He's ready for it. He is ready as Gerald. He goes for the dive, takes down one Immortal. Out of range of the shield battery. And Gerald's Krystianer getting called out. Not bad. Depowering the gateways. Blinking down to the low ground. Probes are falling. But this time Krystianer is going to shut this down. We got 5 probe kills. Glaives are on the way. Very similar dynamic here to game 1. Both players working in the same direction, but I would say this time Krystianer, he's stabilizing. He's maintaining himself. Look at the worker count. 52 probes. Oh my god. 52 workers compared to the 36 of Gerald. Krystianer has a massive economic lead. And that's soon going to be reflected in the main army. Ooh, nice snipe. Take down one of the oracles. Proxy being set up. Adepts are on the way. Natural base is wide open. And can we pull Krystianer apart? We need to get damage done. We need to turn the tables here on Krystianer. Adepts are getting ready. Glaives still finishing. Still working towards it. Gerald shading in, but ooh, the stasis trap does catch the Adepts. A nice catch from Krystianer. Stalkers move forward, they threaten the fourth. Krystianer moving out with his own Adepts. The Adepts, they do pop out of stasis. Krystianer not quite ready for it, but does warp in. And we'll shut this down. We do manage to catch a worker though. 2 probes. 2 probes do fall. Main army's going to be clashing. And we have to keep up with the shades, keep up with the Adepts. The army being forced back, which means we can lay siege on the fourth. These 2 Adepts are still wreaking havoc, by the way. They're still not cleaned up. Yeah, the Adepts are getting a lot done at the same time, pushing towards the 4th base. The Adepts, they shade into the natural, we shade into the main. And we force a cancel on the 4th. Krystianer once again getting pulled apart. This is not as dire as game 1, as that's going to be 12 probe kills. Gerald does take a worker lead. Gerald defends back at home, but this is what I'm worried about. This time Gerald is not ready with disruptors, and Krystianer is building up for a big push. Is gearing up. More zealots on the way. Gerald rotating over. Does rotate over. Does hit the 4th. Straight the 3rd. Getting a pylon. That's shading in towards the main. We do commit. Yeah, we commit to the shade. Krystianer not quite ready for this. Does warp in. Does lock down the army. Nice force field. Very nicely done. Oh my god, we catch most of the Adepts. But we still get into the mineral line. Shading away. Gonna be forced to shade back. Yeah, Krystianer, he does maintain this position. He's ready for the Stalkers. He is ready for them. Will force them back. But we still get into the mineral lines, and probes are still going down. You can see how annoying Glaive Adepts are to deal with. They're in all the bases. They keep shading in, Pappy. Yeah, they just keep on shading time and time again. Getting so much damage done. Getting 16 probe kills already. And the damage does continue. I mean, at least Krystianer, he maintains his 3rd. True. Hasn't lost anything there, but it's every other base. That's the problem. It's in every other base that probes are falling left and right. And Krystianer down to 45 workers. And back at home, there's the Bay. There are the Disruptors. Once again, this is the win condition. If we can buy time to get up into Disruptor production, then we've won. Then we will survive the counterattack. That is the goal. As the Adepts, they do commit to the Shadle, surprisingly so. Bit of a misstep there by Gerald. Will be cleaned up. Likewise, Adepts finally going down. We clean up the army, and now is the time to push in. Do you have a Dark Templar, though? The Revelation. DT is dealt with. Adepts shading into the natural. Ooh, the Immortals this time not in position. Gerald just out-controlling, just out-multitasking Krystianer here. Being such a nuisance. And how many Disruptors? That is the question. We have two. Two Disruptors on the way. Is that enough? I'm not sure. Yes, Krystianer, he finally finds the proxy, shuts it down, and we're moving out across the map. We're going for a massive push. And we have a wall of cannons and shield batteries on the way. Gerald, can he survive the push? As Krystianer, he has more than double the army supply. He has triple the army supply. I mean, Gerald has been doing a great deal to the economy. But what about the army? Nova goes up! Up! Not a bad connection. Takes 2 Novas to kill Immortal. More than that, my apologies. 3 Novas even. And we're breaking through. We're breaking through the front door. Zealots, they collapse into the mineral line. Cannons are up and running, but they're falling one after the other. We need more Disruptors. And 2 Disruptors was not enough. And Krystianer, he's broken free. He's unchained, unbound. Now can move out across the map. And he will keep the production. Nova goes off, grazes the army. And GG gets called. Krystianer will tap the series 1-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played again. Krystianer, he just had to weather the storm. And as a reminder, again, this game, he took far less damage than game 1. Krystianer, sure, he was losing some probes here and there, but nothing too major, no major losses. He was able to maintain his army for the most part. He was able to punish most of those Adepts. And with that, was able to finally break free with that counterattack. GG. Krystianer ties us up. Does tie us up. Here we go. Oh, what's happening in the chat? What's going on? Are settling in. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ghost River, we have our blue Protoss player from land of Poland representing Ghost River. Being forced into a tied-up series, but it's a best of 5. Plenty more games ahead of us. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. Tying up the series, forcing that tied-up series here, and can he take a lead? It is Krystianer. Here we go. Chill out, chat. True. Aye. Every now and then we do get 1G. Every now and then. True, does happen. But, you know, our players, they get emotional here. They do have a lot on the line. They are competitors, of course. And sometimes it is shown in one way, one form or another. But it's not like they're, like, yelling slurs at each other or anything like that. Like, aye. Calm down, Papi. 1G, Papi. We'll settle in. We'll settle into that third game. For now, we're tied up 1-1, and we'll see where this takes us. I'm curious if this dynamic continues, right? Do we see once again kind of this heavy glaive adept style from Gerald? Do we see Krystianer once again skipping Blink and going for a heavier Immortal style? We'll see. We shall see. So Krystianer is going to be opening up double adept. Double adept opener once again by Krystianer. It's going to be interesting. This time double stalker out of Gerald. Okay, let's go. Do we have our double stalker opener? With this, we can of course get map control, move out across map, be a lot more assertive here from the side of Gerald. Can be more in the face of Krystianer. And once again, it's going to be 2 adepts into a 3rd and 4th adept. Show us the Stargate. That's what I'm waiting for here. Do we go for the Stargate or do we go for the faster expansion? Okay, never mind. This time, no Oracle play. So Krystianer is mixing it up. Likewise, Gerald throwing down a proxy across the map. We've had enough. Let's go. Pylons being thrown down, setting up for a gateway as well. Gerald pushing in towards that natural. Does come across with the adepts. Doubling down, getting up to 6 adepts here from the side of Krystianer. That's a lot of adepts for the Red Protoss. Robo's on the way. We do commit to the shade, and we're chasing down these stalkers. 4 adepts can shut this down. And the stalkers, can they barely escape? Looks like we locked down one of them. Oh, we barely do not. Stalker does waddle away. Does barely escape. I say that. Oh, we do catch another though. Trading 1 for 1. 1 adept for 1 stalker. And we want the other. We're chasing it down. He wants it, Papi. He wants it. 1 to 1. 1 for 1. Oh, never. It lives. Oh my god. 1 HP. The stalker lives. Gerald, he barely keeps it alive. He shuts down most of the adepts. Only 1 shades out, but 1 adept doesn't even one-shot workers. Gets 1 probe, but is locked outside of the base. And Gerald, he's coming in with his own reinforcements. The gateway is done. We're reinforcing across the map. And Krystianer, he's in trouble. The shield battery's not ready. Shield battery's not done. And Gerald, he's breaking through. Denies the shield battery, pushes in towards the natural. The high ground advantage is going to be difficult to break through, but we can deny the mining. We can deny mining at the natural base. Shut down the pylon. Adeptos recall back home. Immortal has arrived. And Krystianer will break out. Will break out. Getting a stalker. Does catch a stalker. We punish the adepts. Force them back. Yeah, and with help of this immortal, Krystianer, he can try to take the fight. As I say that, we do overwhelm the army. And Gerald's coming in with more reinforcements. Zealots have arrived just to tank some shots. We shut down the stalkers, but can we get on top of the immortals? Not quite. Not quite, as Krystianer does hold. Both players, they calm down. Gerald just now main-lining over, saturating his natural. Krystianer, his own, already up and running. And we survive the early game. We make it. We do survive. Gerald's rushing into glaives first. Okay, glaives are on the way. I mean, we've had a lot of success with glaives already in the series. Why not? Why not double down? No shield battery, no overcharge. Gerald's going for the kill, going for the army. Wasting some shots on the base, on the Nexus. Not ideal. Now going for the pylon. Warping does complete, and Krystianer holds. Krystianer does hold on. Chasing this back. I imagine wanting to get on top of the gateway. Last does have to respect the adepts. Does respect them, forcing a recall. Both adepts go down as well. Likewise, Krystianer also slipping out across the map. 1 adept shades in. At the same time, Krystianer gets 2 into the main base. Probes are falling. Krystianer bleeding out 4 probes, getting 2 across the map. It's okay, but still, it's 5 workers falling. Krystianer still holding his own. Sorry, Gerald still holding his own. Reinforcing once again with more adepts. Just a non-stop glaive adepts. Keep going. Krystianer will shut down the proxy. At the same time, though. The wall is open. Yeah, the wall is wide open. The adepts, they get into the main base once again. And we're just pulling Krystianer apart left and right. Getting into the main, getting into the natural. focusing down the army. The Immortals are trying to hold their own. But last we get 9 more probe kills. Now the question becomes, we're getting a lot of economic damage, an insane amount of economic damage. What about the counterattack? What about the counter all-in? That's the question as we get 17 probe kills. We cripple the economy. Krystianer is down to 27 workers, but with the help of this War Prism, we can move out. We can send it, baby. And back at home, we have Vanilla Stalkers, we have Glaive Adepts. We don't have much. Okay, Krystianer doesn't commit. Just going out with some drop play, keeping the main army at home. Likewise, Gerald, I'm sure he's expecting a counterattack. He's waiting on top of the ramp. Nothing's moving out. Here we go, we dive in. We're going to pick off not much. There we go, 2 probes. It's okay. It's something. We get 2 probe kills. Forcing a recall. Krystianer back at home is recovering. Building back up. Army was forced back home, and that means finally we can shut down the proxy. We will bring it down after so long. Gateway gets depowered. Gerald's moving in. The Prism! No! 2 Immortals go down! Massive pick-off. The Prism and 2 Immortals. Ay, ay, ay. And suddenly, Krystianer no longer has that army advantage. Not anymore. We're down to 1 Immortal. A brutal loss. And with that, I was waiting for Krystianer's counterattack, but not anymore. Gerald, it looks like we've done too much. We've done enough. Busting into the main. Getting behind the mineral line. Trading more and more here as boys are being pulled. And again, this counterattack is going to be that much weaker for Krystianer. Let's back at home. What do we have? Look at the units tab. It's going to be 10 Stalkers against 7 of Krystianer. We have 1 Immortal to work with. Barely the 1. And we lost our advantage. Like, we lost the backbone of the army. That's all we had. Oof. Ay, ay, ay. And at this point, Krystianer he's strictly behind. He's strictly behind. He's down in workers, down in army. We'll see if we can somehow pull this off. As Krystianer's moving out across the map, Gerald lying in wait. He's lying in wait here. Last we cannot push up the ramp, we have to rotate around, headed towards the 3rd, reinforcing with Stalkers. And Krystianer does have an even Stalker count with his opponents. Gerald coming in from behind, is out of position. Uh-oh. Yeah, Gerald caught out of position, and Krystianer is going for the kill. He's going for the throat. Gets a shield battery, we have an overcharge. Gerald collapsing in from behind. Yeah, we focus on the Immortal. We dive on the Prism, and we're going to completely shut this down. The Immortal does get some extra hits in. Oh my god! That Immortal doing so much in the back line. Krystianer taking a bad fight, but back across the map, that's going to be 10 more probe kills. Gerald, he's popping off. Oh my god. Getting 10 more probes, forcing the recall. And Geralt is still in control of this. Things are still coming up Geralt's baby. Moving out, finding the army, catching the Stalkers. And from here, how do we bounce back? That's the question. Like, how do we bring it back, man? We had Immortals at one point, not anymore. We're going to try to expand, take another base. And Geralt, now he's the one with the Immortal advantage. How the turns have tabled. How things have gone awry here for Krystianer. And now we're pushing in. And 3rd base is denied. We blink on forward. We can punish the army. We don't have a shield battery. No shield battery, no overcharge. We are lacking our defensive capabilities here back at home. We don't have as much of a defender's advantage. We can pull the boys, but there's barely any boys to pull. Oh, we're shading it again. Oh my god. And as much as I would love to see Gerald push into this, he doesn't need to. Gerald, he's just expanding. Take a third. Gerald, he can just take a third, take a faster base, take an economic lead. There's no rush for Gerald. There's no rush. As we dive on the army, Immortals going ham, doing what they can. Geralt will back off, does take some extra hits. Does take some extra damage. He's just reshuffling his army, takes down the Immortal. And Geralt, he can break through this. Oh, bit of an awkward concave though. Krystianer able to take down the first Immortal. Not bad. But the second Immortal has arrived. GG gets called. It's a numbers game at this point. And Geralt will take a 2-1 lead in the grand finals. GG. A very, very intense game there between Geralt and Krystianer. It felt like Krystianer, for the most part, was weathering the storm, and I was getting ready for his counterattack, getting ready for his push with 3 Immortals. And then we all know that moment we're talking about here, where Geralt, he sniped that prism. There was a prism with 2 Immortals inside it. It went down instantly. As soon as that happened, Krystianer, he lost his advantage. He lost his edge in that game. That's what he was building up towards, and suddenly there was nothing left. Nothing left to work with. GG, well played. Geralt is now 1 game away from becoming this week's Tuna Cup champion. Let's go. It's been a while. We've seen a lot of Nightmare. We've seen a lot of Krystianer these past couple of months, kind of waving that crown, waving that flag of the Sparkling Tuna. And Geralt, it's been a while. Been a while since he's been as dominant in these online weeklies. He's 1 game away though. 1 more game is all he needs. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, and before I forget, because it was in the middle of that game, a big shout out to E.T. Shari. Big shout out to Shari. Gracias, papi. Gracias. Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime for 2 months. Thank you, papi. Thank you. We do appreciate the support. We do appreciate the subscription. Thanks to the support that we get in the chat, we're able to fund events like this, fund events like the Sparkling Tuna Cup. So thank you so much. Gracias, papi. Gracias. The nicest caster. You haven't seen me smudge when laddering. If you know, you know. I guess I don't get upset, but the smudge can be real when laddering, papi. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. But we're settling in and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alkione. We have the red Protoss player representing Starlight Twinkle. Down in this series, needs to fight back here and now to force the ace match. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is Gerald. Here we go. Gerald is going to be settling in as that lead, and Gerald has been relying and flexing on his Adept Harass this entire series. We may as well just commit to that, I imagine. Here coming into Game 4, I'm sure we're going to be seeing some form of Adept Aggression out of Gerald. The question becomes, can Krystianer minimize his losses? You know, as we saw, even in the last game, like if Krystianer can maintain his Immortal count, can for the most part keep up with the aggression, clean it up, deal with it, and then go for a counterattack, we can punish a player that's been relying too heavily on Glaive Adepts. Geralt has been vulnerable at times in this series. At times we've seen Krystianer punish Geralt, at other times has failed to do so. So we'll see if we can bring it back. Personally, regardless of how this goes, I would love to see an ace match. I would love to see a game 5. But it's not on me. It's on our 2 players here. It's on our players. So for now, we do have a bit of a pylon block. Krystianer being a nuisance here across the map. Likewise, so is his opponent. Ooh, Krystianer opening up Sentry. Okay, Sentry expanded out of Krystianer. We're going for a greedy opener. Interesting. Okay, how the turns have tabled. A very, very different kind of setup here by Krystianer. It was a single unit opener. 1 Sentry, into Expand. This is almost as greedy as you can get. This is one of the more greedier openers here in PvP. Meanwhile, we just see Gerald opening up initially double Sentry into double Adept, and that is a much faster Twilight Council. So Krystianer is going for a more economic opener, Gerald going for a more aggressive opener with, I imagine, Blink, but this could even be Glaive Adepts. True. Could be. Krystianer going for his Hallucination will confirm the tech of choice, will confirm the faster Twilight Council, and the later expansion. So Krystianer, he's fully aware that Krystianer once again is going to be taking the role of the defender. Gerald setting up a proxy across the map, but Blink is on the way. It's going to be Blink first for Gerald. And again, I'm sure Krystianer has a pretty good idea of what's coming his way. Going for the faster expansion, into the faster Robo, into Immortal production. Krystianer is building up. He's going to be building up here. And we'll see if Krystianer can keep up with the aggression of Gerald, because we're going for a proxy 2-gate. Oh my god, okay, very aggressive here from the Blue Protoss. We have 2 gateways back at home, we have 2 gateways across the map. Oh, my apologies here, because that is a 5-gate setup here, a borderline 2-base Solin out of Gerald. I was going to say 4-gate Blink, it is a 5-gate Blink. My oh my. Just hyper aggression from Gerald. Gonna be doubling down, reinforcing across the map. There's no Warp Prism, of course. There's no way to reinforce outside of this proxy location. And Krystianer's taking a third. No, Krystianer, he's taking a third base. He went for an economic opener into a greedy follow-up. And Krystianer's gonna be in trouble. He's gonna be exposed. He has very little to work with. He has 3 Stalkers, 3 Sentries, overcharged with a Shield Battery, and 2 Immortals. We're gonna have to make use of this as best we can, as Geralt is reinforcing with mass Stalker. Stalkers are building up. Adepts, they do get an eye on the main army. Okay, reinforcements are on the way. Geralt is committed. He's up to 9 Stalkers so far. And we dive with the Immortal. Here we lock it down. We're out of range of the Shield Battery. The first Immortal does fall. Another Immortal does arrive just in time. Is it going to be enough? Looks like it barely is. We force back the Stalkers. Krystianer's holding. He barely does hold on. He shuts down the first 2 Stalkers. Geralt is forced back. And looking at the trades, that was how many? That was 5 Stalkers for 1 Immortal. Krystianer is holding. We do have a backup Shield Battery. Charges on the way alongside +1. Geralt does reinforce 5 Stalkers at a time. And working in 5 Stalkers at a time. Going for the final Immortal. Doesn't quite get it. Not yet. Shield Batteries are done. We do have an overcharge as well. Has yet to be used. If we do need it. Shields are triggered. We do need to shuffle it back. Yeah, we do pull back the Immortal. And instead of Stalkers, we warp in Adepts. 5 Adepts towards the main base. We do wall off. Just in time. Yeah, we're trying to break the army, trying to break the defensive line. More pylons on the way. Soon to be more Shield Batteries. Adepts do not commit. And Geralt, he's backing up, he's expanding. He's taking a much, much later third base. And Geralt, it looks like he's recognized he cannot break his opponent. He cannot kill Krystianer, not anymore. He's missed his timing. And Krystianer takes the lead. He's on 3 base saturation, or at least he's got a more efficient economy than that of his opponent. Adepts are slipping into the natural. We are in position. This time Krystianer is ready for it. He's got the wall off, he's got the units. Is ready. And things are looking a little bit more dire here for Geralt. His army is designed to harass, not really designed to take on the army head on. But, to be fair, we've seen Geralt pop off with Glaives. Glaives is about to finish, and really, Glaive Adepts have been winning the games here for Geralt throughout the course of this series. Has been adepting Krystianer. And We'll see if we can do it again. Stalkers are spotted. Krystianer does have to respond. Let's force the blink. Temple Archives is done. We have Archons morphing in as well. So have the Archons morphing in. Stalkers rotating over. Shaving off the shields. Or triggering the shields even. Oh god, that's so many adepts. That's 22! Oh my god! Gerald, he has more adepts than anything else. 22 adepts here for Gerald. Very committed. Bays on the way. That's going to be for disruptors. Adept shading in. And honestly, Gerald doesn't have to commit. If Gerald could just buy time for disruptors, it's going to be good enough. Krystianer, he dives on the army. Adepts, they will force it back. We don't quite commit. Not yet. Gerald playing it safe. Rotates around. Let's rotate over. Stalkers are getting caught out, but at the same time, here come the adepts. Yeah, they shade in towards the natural. Krystianer out of position. Oh, we don't commit, though. Gerald doesn't yet pull the trigger, doesn't risk it. And that means that this Death Wallet army is moving out across the map. And we could end up in a weird base trade. Do we recall? Do we respond? Adepts, they commit. Yeah, they go for the Archon. Overcharge is popped. And Krystianer does not turn around. The Nova! Up! The Disruptor! Yeah, Nova's going to be going off and doesn't connect. It does. Massive connection. Zelts go down. At the same time across the map, we shade in towards the main. And we're going for the full base trade. Robo's under fire. The first Robo's going to fall, but we have a second Robo in the natural. Disruptors are building up. We're going to kill the third, but what about across the map? The Adepts are wreaking havoc. Probes are falling. We're shading towards the third base. More cannons on the way. Collapsing on top of the army. Ooh, Disruptor gets caught out. No more Robos. No more Disruptors. And the question becomes, does Krystianer recall or do we commit? We're committing. We're pushing in. Shield batteries, cannons are on the way. But Krystianer, he does bust into the main. Probes are still falling left and right. Everything's on fire. Gerald does have that proxy that could come into play when it comes to the base trade. And Krystianer can still recall back into the main. And he's looking strong here in the main base. We have Immortals, Zealots, Stalkers. We're ready. We will not be broken. And Krystianer, all he has to do is snipe these buildings, snipe these Nexi, and then recall back home. Meanwhile, Gerald, he's pushing in. We force the recall. We force the recall back home. We still leave supply across the map, though. We don't have everything. Krystianer, he doesn't have everything to defend. Can he hold on? He does shut down the Adepts. Yeah, the Adepts are forced out. Krystianer, he saves the main base. He saves the third. Third is still up and running. And the main base of Gerald has fallen. 0 probes. 0 workers out on the map. Gerald, he could die to elimination as he is being revealed. Yeah, buildings are falling. Immortal getting caught out. A little bit of chaos ensuing here in the middle of the map. Nice control. Krystianer holding his own. Rest of the army does respond. And Krystianer could be picked apart. This is only like a portion of his army. Yeah, it's only a portion. The Prism, not quite going to be sniped yet. But Krystianer, he's caught out. He's on his own, but here comes the rest of his army. He does respond. Does reinforce. And Gerald, he's being forced back. He's being pinned further and further back. There's only so far we can kite. As we're falling back to buildings. To the proxy. And Stalkers are falling, and it looks like Krystianer, we have done it. We shut down the army, we collapse on the Stalkers. GG gets called, and Krystianer ties up the series 2-2. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We're going all the way to Game 5. One way or another. The series ends here on this final map. GG, well played. Again, a very aggressive build there out of Gerald. Remember, he essentially went for a 5-gate blink 2-base all-in, was hyper-committed. Alas, Krystianer got away with his greed. Remember, Krystianer, he went for a very fast 3rd base. He was cutting corners. He was being greedy. Krystianer, he got away with it, and after defending against the initial Stalker aggression, he snowballed out of control. He just snowballed out of control from there, with that kind of dynamic of Gerald being hyper-aggressive and putting his economy in the back, or kind of delaying his own economy, and Krystianer being greedy and getting away with it. Just became too much to handle there, and Krystianer snowballs out of control. But now we find ourselves in the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends in Game 5. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing Psystorm Gaming. It is Gerald, the Adept Enjoyer himself. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Protoss player from the land of Poland, representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Krystianer. Here we go. It all ends here on a Crimson Court. We have the Adept Enjoyer up against the Immortal, I guess. As Krystianer has been playing very Immortal heavy throughout the course of this entire series. Going for this more kind of like bulky army here of Immortal Archon. And we'll see how our players do approach the final game. See how they do approach this. See in the chats, where can we watch Offside versus Twisted Fairy? After we wrap up the Sparkling Tuna Cup. Of course, we're focusing our attention here in the finals of STC. But after we wrap up with Sparkling Tuna Cup, we will be catching up with WTL. World Team League is going to be on the horizon here after this broadcast. I believe WTL did begin around half an hour ago, so we're going to be playing catch-up. We'll be playing essentially with a 30-minute delay, as we're going to be catching up with what we missed out on. But we'll get there. We'll eventually catch up with the rest of the event. And with the rest of the WTL matches. The way we catch up is we just cut the breaks. We just you know, speed through the breaks. Eventually we catch up with the live broadcast. That is going to be the plan. Until then, we're settling in. We are going to be settling in. It's going to be a 2-gate opener. It's going to be a Stalker Sentry-based opener here out of Gerald. Meanwhile, Krystianer going for, once again, a single unit Sentry into Nexus. Again, we skip the second unit here for Krystianer going for the faster expansion, but Gerald is here to block and here to delay. So nice moves here out of Gerald. He does go for the pylon. Will delay the expansion and does punish the greed of Krystianer. Krystianer is punished. Will eventually expand. Eventually. As we let the pylon finish, going for the Cyber Core as well. The Cyber Block from Gerald. Ay. And because we skipped the second units, we just don't have the DPS. We don't have the DPS to focus us down. Oof, a rough start for Krystianer. And Gerald is instead the first to expand. It is going to be the first to expand instead. So a much stronger start for Gerald. Krystianer gonna have to recover with a slightly delayed expansion. Krystianer instead has a slightly faster Twilight Council, can embrace Blink. Okay, may even rush into Blink first for the first time this series. Do you have my attention? As hallucinations are being sent out. Scouting across the map. Trying to get a read on what's going on. And Gerald's going for his own Twilight Council. Again, Blink is slightly faster for the red Protoss. Gerald shouldn't be too far behind, though, with his own Blink timing. And only behind by a couple of seconds. Ooh, as Krystianer double expands. Okay, bold move. It makes sense though, because our natural was so heavily delayed. It was so delayed here because of the early Cybercore block. We double expand to try to catch up. Now Gerald does confirm. He does get eyes on the expansion. And Gerald, how do we respond? Do we just with our own third? Okay. I was gonna say we can go for a 2-base all in and be hyper aggressive and try to punish the greed of Krystianer, or keep up with the greed. Looks like we're keeping up. Throw down the Nexus instead. We will try to play catch-up. We'll play catch-up. Gerald shading towards the main. Satiating, hallucinating in towards the main. Both players embracing Blink. No glaives yet. Not this time. We're embracing a bit of a more standard PvP in a way. And really, this is the only way that it could end between these two players. Game 5, the ace match between Gerald and Krystianer. Again, they go back and forth very often. It's hard to call who's favored here, especially after how dynamic we've been in this series. Gerald, when it comes to his advantages, he's behind when it comes to the third. That is true, is behind when it comes to third base, but ahead when it comes to the upgrades. +1 is being chronoed as we speak. Forge is still on the way for Krystianer, so there's going to be a small window where we have +1, maybe even +2 over our opponent. So Gerald can make use of that. Meanwhile, across the map, Krystianer rushing into charge. Very quick to embrace charge. The Oracle, the Observer does confirm the movement. Oh! Stalkers dip in. Krystianer does keep up. At the same time, Adepts, they do shade in towards the third, but we lock them down. A very nice force fields. The Adepts are trapped, and they will be cleaned up. I say that one Adept does survive. Almost getting a probe. Almost. And just the one probe going down. Gerald backs up, catching up with his own blink. Sorry, with his own charge. The game is settling down. Now, Gerald, he did get eyes on the mining workers, so he's assuming, of course, that Krystianer is expanding towards the left-hand side, knocking down those rocks, and looking to shut down that fourth. Krystianer, likewise, is in position. He's getting ready for this. Hallucination will confirm. And we are ready. Oh, the Diva. And we can punish this. Oh my god, the aggressive blink. Ooh, Gerald bleeding out a lot of stalkers. Yeah, rough fight for the blue Protoss. Stalkers are going down. Ooh, bleeding out even more. Oh my god. The trades are insane. That was 7 stalkers before. Almost a 2-for-1 trade. Very nice pickups here from Krystianer, and Gerald, he is punished. With that, Gerald does fall behind in the supply, taking the center base. Of course, there is the high yield gas geyser, or the recharging gas, to take advantage of. That will help recoup our losses. If we can expand, if we can take it. Meanwhile, the Observer does get eyes on the army. Oh, the Observer is sniped. Gerald does maintain himself. Charge will diving in. Out of the force fields, they do zone away the Zealots. Solid positioning here from Krystianer. Does hold the line. More Zealots on the way. Krystianer, he will finally shut down these Observers. One at least. There is still another towards the left-hand side. Dark Shrine on the way for Gerald. Let's go, the Invisible Man. It's on the way. We do find the final Observer. He is brought down. We have a War Prism poised to go into the natural, but Krystianer doesn't care. He's pushing right down mid. Remember, he does have that supply lead. And it looks like he may have enough to overwhelm. There's no shield battery. No shield battery, no overcharge. Krystianer, he has just far too much. He breaks through the Zealots and is getting on top of the Stalkers. Prism's racing back home, but alas, what can it really do here at this point? As we have broken the center base, the Nexus is going to go down. And not just the base, we're going for the kill. Krystianer, he's going for the throat. And again, Gerald, he lost too many Stalkers early on. He's barely keeping up. The Zealots are getting out of hand. Krystianer diving on the army. Overcharge is popped. We focus on the Prism, and even with the help of the overcharge, it's not good enough. And it looks like Krystianer, he's gonna do it again, but he went all the way to the ace match, went all the way to game 5, but GG gets called, and Krystianer is once again going to be our Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. GG. GG, well played. It was a very back and forth series, very back and forth between both Gerald and Krystianer. It went down to the wire, went down to the ace match. but alas, still did go the way of Krystianer. Again, it was a very close series and a very close game. When it came to that final game, again, we saw that Gerald, he was slightly behind economically with his 3rd base and with his 4th. His goal was to try and punish and delay the 4th base, but he was punished himself as he bled out a lot of stalkers. Likewise, as he did rotate towards the center of the map, was also called out as well. Krystianer just barely coming out ahead when it came to the trades, and likewise was barely coming out ahead economically as well with the faster 3rd and the faster 4th base. It snowballed into that Zealot lead, into that army lead even, and Krystianer was able to catch Gerald a little bit off guard. Was able to catch him off guard there. GG, well played. Congratulations. My condolences to Gerald, but he had an amazing showing here tonight, and he still does walk away with 2nd place, with that 2nd place prize money, so does walk away with at least something here for his troubles. Congratulations. And with that, that is going to be wrapping up our tournament here for the time being. We do have another broadcast on the horizon, but I did just want to quickly double check. I did want to double check exactly what our historic standings were looking like here. I was curious. Un momento. One moment here. Okay, so for confirmation, Krystianer, he's got 12 wins under his belt. Not bad. He has, again, the most. He is a Sparkling Tuna. He's the tuna pappy. He's a tuna. Krystianer, he's got 12 wins under his belt. Gerald is up there in the standings, true, but still behind some other players like Art, like Nice, like Nightmare, like Bjorn as well. But Krystianer, he adds another gold medal to his collection. GG, well played. But a shout out to Gerald, of course, for making a series out of this. And again, we've seen Gerald bring down Krystianer in the past, and he could do it again. It's always very close between these two players, always very clutch between both Gerald and Krystianer. I'm sure we still have many more matches, many more series of them to come. I'm sure. For now, though, GG, well played. We're going to be wrapping up with our first broadcast of the day. For those that are curious what's about to happen, World Team League. World Team League has begun. It did begin 40 minutes ago, so we have some catching up to do. We do need some minutes, though. We do need a little bit of time to set up the overlays. I have to change all the logos. I have to set up all the overlays and get everything ready for the stream, for WTL. This stream is going to go down. It's going to go down for a couple of seconds, and then it's going to come right back up with WTL. So if you're curious, if you want some more StarCraft, then stick around. Don't go anywhere, because the stream is going to come back. We're not leaving you, Pat. We're not leaving you. It's going to be coming back with World Team League. And who's playing tonight? Let me just double check. Who is playing tonight? It's going to be Offside Esports versus Twisted Fairy and Shopify Rebellion versus Basilisk. Ooh, so some very high-profile matches are on the horizon here, and we will be all over that on the Cranky Ducklings. So that is our plan here. So from one tournament right into the other. But again, we do need a couple of minutes to prepare and to set everything up and to bring the stream down and back up again. So just as a heads up. Just if you are curious. Otherwise, congratulations to Krystianer. Shout out to Gerald for 2nd place. Shout out to Nicaract for walking away with 5 USD with a random raffle. Big shout out to Nicaract. And take this moment to quickly get some food, get some snacks, get some water, drain your disruptors, hydrate your hydras, massage your marines, and cuddle your carriers. In a couple of minutes, we'll be back with some World Team League. We will see you soon. Until then, hasta luego.